My name is Chadwick Sapenter, and I'm the founder and CEO of Little Book of Words Publishing. Little Book of Words are a series of inspirational books that cover a variety of different topics. And every time somebody buys a book, we give a book to a person in need. Our team goes out and we combine the experiences from experts in a specific field, whether it's, Little Book of Words every first time mom should know, or Little Book of Words every dog lover should know, or Little Book of Words every high school graduate should know. We go out and we talk to the people who are actually living those experiences. We take their stories, we take their messages, and everything that we feel like would be inspirational, would be influential, and be valuable to other people who are sharing those same experiences. We combine all of that information, we compress it through a pretty unique process, and we take out its most valuable components, and that shapes what becomes every Little Book of Words title. It's a pretty incredible process, and then at the same time, because we feel like we have a responsibility to change the world and that we can do so, every time somebody buys a book, we give a book to a person in need. Our goal is to eliminate illiteracy. We feel like that if we could get more people reading and writing at a basic level in this country alone, then we would change the world. We could eliminate debt. We could eliminate poverty. We could get you rid of prisons. We can do all of these things through literacy. We believe it's the most powerful tool that we have to address all social needs. It doesn't matter what it is. At the root of it is an education in basic reading and writing. Little Book of Words in our Buy a Book, Give a Book program, this helps us accomplish that. I started Little Book of Words a few years ago after a business that I was in with a good friend. We had a great business, and then eventually it failed. And it was one of the hardest experiences that I ever had. I lost everything that I thought mattered, from relationships to money, the illusion of money, to end up to a point to where I got to a point where I was actually sleeping outside and I was homeless. Now, on the surface, it seemed like that this was a pretty low point, but for me, it turned out to be the best thing that could have ever happened to me because, one, it helped me gain some perspective, and then it helped me align my life with my purpose, which is what we're doing now. I had gotten invited to a conference here in Central Texas where there were a group of youth who were in foster care who were going to be going on this campus tour, some of the smartest kids that you would ever meet. And they were going on this college tour with the whole goal of just showing them, like, hey, is this somewhere you would want to go to college because you're smart enough, you have the grades, you're prepared. But after we got through going on the tour, I was speaking with a group of the kids just individually. And I started asking them, what do you think? Is this something that you feel like you want to do? Is this the place where you feel like you can come? And to a person, each of them, they told me, they said, you know what, Chad, we're really not college material. We've been told forever, we're not smart enough, we're not good enough. We're just foster kids and we don't do anything like that. And that absolutely broke my heart because I myself, I had grown up in foster care. I had been told some of those same negative things, but I knew that they weren't true. And there was nothing that I could say in that moment to help convince these young people that no, like there's more possible. There's more things possible that you can do with your life than you ever imagined. You just have to take that chance. You have to believe. But they didn't have any hope. Later that night, I said, you know what? I need to find out how I can connect with this group of kids and, really just inspire them, just to get them to dream, get them to have hope, and get them to know that they're not alone, that there are plenty of kids who've been orphans and all throughout this country who have done incredible things. And so I started researching stories, and I started grabbing stories and sharing inspirational notes and just really the power of words and how words impact and change everything. So I took this, this tablet of words, I typed it up, and essentially that became the first Little Book of Words. And it was it's shameful to think about what it looked like compared to where we are now. But the feedback I was getting from these young people, from the social workers, it was all positive. It was all exciting. And then I said, okay, well, maybe we have something. A friend of mine let me borrow $100. That $100 turned into me learning how to publish a book on my own. And then I looked up in a few months and I had thousands of these titles ordered. And, that started the process because what came with those orders, it was all different types of people saying, you know what, I wish that there was a Little Book of Words for my grandson who's in law school, or my mom who is celebrating her 50th wedding anniversary, or my sister who's pregnant with her first child. And I would get all sorts of requests for different book titles. And at the time, I didn't know what that looked like or how it would go. But eventually, what that little bitty book of words every foster kid should know turned into, it turned into where we are now. Is that now we're going to create a book on just about any topic, um, and stay committed to what our motto is that buy a book, give a book, Babgap, and we love it because that's what we're all about. Babgap, buy a book, give a book. So every time somebody buys a book, we give a book to a person in need, and that's what we stand for. Everything we do here at Little Book of Words is centered around this mission of buy a book, give a book. If someone buys a book, then we give a book to a person in need. We've done this through some amazing partnerships with organizations like Bookspring, Child Inc., and Reading is Fundamental. These partnerships and these relationships have basically enabled us to fulfill what our mission is because they're day-to-day in the schools, they're day-to-day in the communities, so they know where the need is. What we do is we said, okay, we don't want to create a nonprofit because there's some great nonprofits who are working in literacy. We want to essentially be the fuel to this engine. And so now we're going to create amazing books that our readers love, that are specifically focused on any topic that matters to them. And in the process of just creating great content and great books that people love to read, we'll sell a lot of books. And in turn, we make sure that we're able to support these organizations one for one. So every time somebody buys a book, we give a book without compromise. And that's something that we're committed to. But it wouldn't be possible without our partnerships, without these relationships, and without these amazing people doing the work to fight this literacy here in the U.S. And throughout the world. So success to me and for our team, success looks like this, is that we can look up at the end of the day. We've placed an age-appropriate book in the hands of every person who otherwise would go without them. That we can look up and say, you know what, we've made an impact not only in the U.S. when it comes to literacy, but across the world. We've made a dent, we've made a change, and because of our commitment to this process and to this cause, that not only have we made an impact in literacy, but we start to see that domino get pushed, and now all of a sudden there's less kids going into foster care. There are less people going into prisons. There are less people who are unemployed. On and on. Every single cause, every single issue, we want to make sure that we impact it because we know at the root of it, if we can solve literacy, then we actually solve the problem. And that's our goal. So